Ethan had mastered the art of invisibility. Every day at the design agency, he slipped through the doors like a whisper. His desk sat in the corner, closest to the window, chosen not for the view, but because it faced away from the rest of the team. His eyes rarely met anyone else's. He smiled politely when spoken to, laughed quietly at jokes he didn't find funny, and never ever volunteered his opinion in meetings. People thought he was calm, maybe even content, but inside, Ethan was always bracing himself for judgment, for mistakes, for moments when his voice might betray his shaking nerves. He hadn't always been like this. As a child, Ethan was curious and bright. But years of being mocked for speaking too softly, of being told he was too sensitive, etched a warning deep into his mind. Stay small and you won't get hurt. So he did. He stayed small for over a decade. But smallness is heavy. It crushes you slowly, quietly. You don't notice it until one day someone passes you in the hallway and doesn't say hi, and it hurts. Not because they were rude, but because they didn't even see you. That's when it starts to ache, when you realize that invisibility doesn't protect you, it erases you. One Monday morning, everything shifted. A new hire joined the team, Marcus. He was older, confident, the kind of person who made people laugh just by walking into the room. Ethan immediately wanted to disappear more than usual, but Marcus didn't let him. He noticed. On Marcus's third day, he pulled up a chair next to Ethan and said, softly, "You're good. I saw your mock-ups. You've got a great eye." Ethan froze. Compliments always confused him. Was he supposed to say, "Thank you," or downplay it? But Marcus didn't wait. He continued, "You ever get tired of hiding?" That one question hit like a rock through a glass wall. Ethan looked at him, surprised. How did he know? Marcus smiled, not unkindly. "I used to be the same, until I gave myself 3 days to change my life." Ethan blinked. 3 days? "Yeah," Marcus said, "not to become someone new, just to try. One scary thing per day. That's it." It sounded impossible, but it also sounded like hope. And for the first time in a long while, Ethan let himself wonder, what if being seen wasn't the thing to fear? What if it was the thing he needed most? That night, Ethan didn't sleep much. His mind kept circling Marcus's challenge. One scary thing per day. It sounded simple until you lived in fear of every spotlight. But something in Marcus's tone lingered. He hadn't spoken like someone delivering a pep talk. He spoke like someone who had once stood exactly where Ethan stood, now tired, unseen, and hungry for change. So the next morning, Ethan did something he never did. He raised his hand in the morning meeting. It wasn't even to say something big, just to suggest a font adjustment on a client's presentation slide. His voice shook, and his cheeks burned, but he spoke. No one laughed. No one rolled their eyes. They listened. That was day one. By lunch, Ethan was exhausted. His hands still trembled as he sipped his water, but Marcus passed by, gave him a thumbs up, and mouthed, "Told you." Day two felt harder. Confidence hadn't magically appeared overnight. The fear was still there, coiled in his chest. But he remembered Marcus's words, "Try, not transform." So he tried again. He sent a message to a colleague he barely knew. "Want to grab lunch today?" His finger hovered over the send button for nearly 5 minutes. She replied in 2. "Sure, I've been meaning to chat anyway." They ate at a small cafe down the block. She talked about her cat and asked about his hobbies. He stumbled a little, laughed nervously, but managed to share that he liked photography and long walks when the city was quiet. It was a real conversation. He didn't vanish. He wasn't awkward. He was just himself. By day 3, something shifted. He felt it the moment he woke up. The fear was still there, but it wasn't the only thing in the room anymore. There was something else, curiosity. When the manager asked if anyone wanted to pitch the design concepts to the client, Ethan felt his heart slam against his ribs. Then he heard his own voice say, "I'll do it." Heads turned. The room went silent. But Marcus gave him a slow nod. He stood in front of the client with shaking hands and a voice barely above a whisper. But the designs were his, the ideas were his, and for the first time, he gave them to the world without hiding behind someone else. The clients loved the pitch. His manager gave him a pat on the back. But more than that, Ethan felt taller, not in body, but in spirit. 3 days, 3 moments, not giant leaps, but small cracks in a wall he'd built for years. By the following week, a new intern joined the agency, quiet, nervous, just like he used to be. Ethan walked up to her and said, "I used to be terrified too. Want to grab lunch?" And just like that, the cycle broke. Not by erasing fear, but by facing it, one quiet, trembling, beautiful step at a time. Sometimes, all it takes is 3 days to remember who you are. Not to become fearless, but to stop letting fear decide the shape of your life. Ethan didn't become loud. He didn't become the center of attention. He simply found the courage to take up space, and that changed everything. So if you're hiding, waiting for the perfect moment to step out, maybe today is your day one. Maybe courage is quieter than you thought, and maybe it's already inside you. If this story touched you, take a moment to like, share, or leave a comment below. And if you'd like to hear more stories that speak to the heart, don't forget to subscribe to The Tales We Share.